Hey guys, this is Brad Jackson with Roughneck Beard Company, American Rambler, and The Fighting Side, coming to you on Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Scissors beat paper, paper covers rock. Rock beats scissors, Shane covers non-stop. Never know what new kind of guest that he's got coming at you. Live and direct on the spot, could be rock, folk, country, or hip-hop, jazz. All kind of folks that he has. Could be an artist or a comedian to make you laugh on the
Rock Paper Podcast.
double-decker fudge round, rolling round town. Shane coming at you live and direct from ground zero. He's your hero, he's your bestie. Rock Paper Podcast with Shane Presley.
Rock Paper Podcast.
Boom, boom. Hey, everybody. Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri, hanging out with Brad Jackson. Welcome back to the show, my friend.
So glad to be here.
Yeah, dude, this been a long time already since your last appearance, but of course, you're a part of every episode that goes out
That's
now,
fair.
man.
That's fair.
So it's pretty exciting, of course, talking about your sponsoring this show now with Roughneck Beard Company and American Rambler. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get into some of that, talking about that. But we also have brand new Fighting Side music to talk about.
Absolutely, yeah.
So got a whole lot to catch up, but we were just kind of, before we pressed record, talking about your last appearance on this show.
Yeah, it was a classic.
It's definitely one of a kind night for this show, and
Dominating the Rock Paper Podcast airwaves.
yeah, that was some silly stuff, man. That was I still like the one of a kind, man. First time I ever called into my own show.
Yeah.
So that was interesting to. Of course, this we're talking about we did a episode.
Yeah.
Where the premise of the show was some fellows were going to take some things.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
We may or may not have eaten what are they called? Funguses, I guess.
Right.
Some shiitake style or
Sure.
some portobello, whatever the preference is. And then hit record about 45 minutes into that.
Right. And
Yeah.
that night it rolls through. There's a big snowstorm comes in, and and I was unable to make it. And you guys were like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah. We had already maybe or maybe not munched the things.
I think the text was, "The deed has been done."
Yeah. And then Shane's like, "I'm not going to make it." And we were all like, it's solid.
And
really
solid. So luckily we had some people that knew some stuff about audio,
Yeah.
and we were able to link it up to where you guys recorded it, and I called in and hosted the show from my couch.
Which was great. Man.
And it was that was a great night, man. It was a lot of fun.
It was really good. It was a lot of fun during the show, and then it was just extra weird after the show.
Right.
Because we were recording it on location. I think at the time we weren't supposed to say it, but it's like way more than a year later.
Yeah.
But we were at Old Rock House.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, we're probably good, I think. And so we were at Old Rock House, after hours, obviously, and on a closed night, I guess I should say. But and that's a weird place to maybe or maybe not be tripping on shrooms,
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's I don't know what the date is on that building, but it's definitely been there forever.
Yeah. Well, we did some. We were like 3/4 of the way through the podcast, and Isaac claims that he saw a cowboy ghost.
Right.
And, we're all in that state of mind, and we're just immediately freaked out. And so then Tony starts telling us all the stories of all the weird things that have happened, while he's been working there or whatever. So
Yeah.
It just wasn't a good frame of mind to be in. So then, once the show ended, we became paranormal investigators.
Right.
And I mean, we went all through the basement and, and then decided we couldn't be down there anymore because it just didn't feel good.
Right.
So, then we went back upstairs and played with the lights and played music real loud. And that was fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
But so if you missed that episode, definitely go check that one out. I believe we titled it Holiday Honky Tonk Hootenanny.
Yeah, that was the one we were promoting the show with.
Yeah.
It was the Fighting Side and Old Capitol Square Dance Club and Craig Geardis and Isaac Chosich. That was a good one. That was a good show.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so we go way back though on this show already, which is was cool to think about, like how it's kind of all documented out there on this podcast,
Yeah.
So, I think one of the very first times meeting and stuff was actually on this show. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Getting to sit down and talk about everything you're a part of. And I think some of that included the, getting into the River City Opry stuff too, I think. And, along that time and all the other stuff we got. I think the very first appearance was the Fighting Side one, wasn't it?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think we were in my basement, right?
I think we were. I think you ordered some linguine or something.
We did, yeah. Seafood linguine from Pointers, man.
Yeah,
yeah. I had that for dinner the other night.
Yeah, I think that was the first appearance. Yeah,
yeah. I fell off of Pointers for a little while pre-pandemic, and then obviously in quarantine life, like delivery is everything, and there's only so much on DoorDash, and there's only so much in the neighborhood, so I've been really leaning back into Pointers lately.
Sure. There you go, man.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get them to sponsor me, but only by the menu item. Like I only want that one menu. I just want to be sponsored by Pointers Seafood Linguine.
Right.
Like not the restaurant in general, but just the menu item,
Yeah, right. That'd be a pretty sweet deal right there.
Goals, man.
Yeah. I got my goals too. I keep hoping one day that I'll get a call from Little Debbie herself and that she wants to work together.
Totally.
That's something I've been really striving to. If I can get some of that. Even if I can just get a couple free little some double decker fudge rounds,
some fudge rounds.
I can handle that.
Yeah, I'm cheating on Little Debbie. I got some Hostess cupcakes here. This is like one of my favorite kinds. They're like with the holiday cupcakes.
Sure, man.
So good. So good.
What's your is that one of your go-to snacks right now?
A little bit, man. I'm just I'm a total sucker for like candy.
Yeah.
And so from like pretty much like Halloween to like the end of spring, I'm like, I just have like a satchel because I have kids. And they do all the hard work, and then they get like one day where they can like eat as much as they want. Like I don't really mean that I would allow that, but they make themselves sick after like 5 pieces of candy, so it's fine. Like you can be like, go nuts. So then I just like wind up like sneaking some, and it's always satchel's getting pretty low. We're down to like Dum Dums and Smarties and stuff now, but there's some Jolly Ranchers in there and some things like that. But kind of my go-to. Yeah,
I just had a couple of before we got going. I had a couple of those white fudge covered Oreos that come out for the holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are definitely one of my go-to snacks for this time of year and stuff.
Totally.
They're and I also just discovered. Oreo has another like a limited edition one called it's a Brookie.
Yeah.
And that was that's pretty legit also.
That sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. Do you get into cowtails at all? That candy cowtails?
No, not really.
That's okay. Yeah. I just found these the other day. They're brownie cowtails.
Okay.
So they're brown. It's like the outside is like it's like a chewy caramel brownie with a chocolatey cream center.
All right.
I'm just, I feel like I kind of have like a chocolatey cream center, so I relate to these.
Yeah.
But, no, man, I'm just I'm a dentist nightmare, man. That's like my whole thing. It's just like every direction that I reach, I have like some candy. There's like some Butterfinger minis, and like some, just every place. Candy.
I work in an elementary, so there's always teachers always have a little stash of candies on the inside.
Yep.
I've been known to sneak a Jolly Rancher or something every now and then.
Totally. I get it.
Yep.
I get it. I feel like I don't make a whole lot of secret of my general pot-headed nature. And so it's kind of just like, kind of right in line with all of that.
Yeah, man. Well, so judging by some of the first story with the holiday honky tonk hootenanny episode and everything, I think I felt like that might be a pretty decent tie-in into, and of course, mentioning the pothead,
sure.
might be a decent tie-in to your latest single out there called New Year's Eve.
Totally. Yeah.
I feel like there's some stories, some that inspired some of the true events that inspired this particular song.
I don't typically write songs that are not true stories.
Right.
I just feel like I'm not any good at that, and a lot of the time life is stranger than fiction, but I do tell the story like every time that we ever played the song live, and we've been playing it for I guess about 2 years now, but it was New Year's Eve 2018 to 2019, and so the standard story is that we live in St. Louis, especially if you're in the city. Anybody listening that's in the city knows that the concept of like having legal tags, like up-to-date tags, does not apply to you if you live in the city of St. Louis, or if you're in the city of St. Louis. The second that you're out, it's like, they're going to get you in a heartbeat, but in the city of St. Louis, the last thing in the world that a cop is going to stop you for is expired tags, So because of that, my tags expired in March of 2016. And it's not just irresponsibility. It's like this whole laundry list. There's a catalytic converter involved. There's a slight exhaust leak, so all kinds of little things that, and yes, I'm fully aware that you can get a waiver. And probably the only good thing Republicans in the state of Missouri have ever done this year, not to get political about it, but they, with less regulation coming from Republicans, they lowered the restrictions on things like that. So as of this year, now I can just prove that I spent like $400 and they'll just give me a waiver and it'll be fine, But I think like as right before that rule, it was like you had to prove that you spent like $4,200 or something ridiculous to, and I just wasn't going to do any of that. So anyway, so New Year's Eve 2018, I'm on my way to a New Year's party, and I wasn't going to make it. That's that's the long and short of what that song's about. So
right.
And the melody popped into my head at that point, and I actually wrote the song. I did get to the party. I mean, I did make it. So part of that song is definitely, facetious, but that was what kind of popped into my head, and it was just like a silly little melody. And I just sent it to the band. We had like a group chat, and at the time Jake Baxter was playing lead for us, and was like, I really want to play that song. And I was like, Jake, that song sucks. Like, I wrote it in my head and it sucks. We're not going to play that song, And somehow or another, he just made it. He was like, well, let me be like the band leader on it. And we're like, okay, and it just turned into a ripper. And then after Jake left the band and we got Matt Maher, the big, there's 4 lines in the entire song that repeat, and then it's just 4 minutes of insane guitar solos. So it's
right.
Exactly the kind of song that Jake Baxter would set up and Matt Maher would continue. So yeah
man, this sounds really good. And this is a nice little obviously you guys released it New Year's Eve, which a very appropriate timing.
Seemed right. I called Zach Gibbons and I was like, if we don't get the song out today, man, we got to wait a whole year.
All right. And this is a nice little, teaser into what you guys are doing with this brand new EP. So
yeah,
we got brand new The Fighting Side EP due out soon, called Hell Bent on Hard Times.
Yeah.
And but you guys are still putting some of the final touches on that. And
yeah. It's just in the mastering stage right now. And Zach Gibbons is doing that over at Fat Buddha Studios. So
yeah, man,
pretty exciting.
Jeez, dropping my microphone here.
That's all right. It happens.
Yeah, man, Zach's he's the dude for sure.
He's
like
the dude for sure, man.
I actually I'm working on a little home studio space I'm trying to set up and for the podcast, and trying to I had a roommate that moved out in November, so I have an open bedroom, and I was like, you know what, I think I'm just gonna do some work in here, and so I put new flooring in, and we got a nice big area rug, and
very nice,
which I felt like Lebowski when I got a rug. Now, like I was like really tied the room together,
Yeah, right.
And then he's going to come through and
rugs for my basement.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I think Zach's supposed to be coming through and help me do some soundproofing.
Yeah, I think I saw him saying that. That's the guy you want for that for sure.
Yeah. So
let him over at Fat Buddha. He's got all these interns.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just tell them to grab a couple interns and come soundproof your room for you. That'd be a great learning experience for them,
Hey, now we're talking
how to build a recording studio.
Right.
Yeah.
But so I don't know. I think it could be cool. I think it'd be nice to have a space here instead of traveling all over. But
especially, I don't think anybody knows when life is going to go back to normal.
Right.
Some people are living that life where they don't think it ever is.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's we still have a whole long way to go. So
sure do, man. Sure do.
But so get involved with The Fighting Side on your Facebook and Instagram, and for more updates with that, and when we can maybe start hearing some more new music from this EP.
Yeah. There's gonna be a lot coming out. We're gonna kind of roll it out a little, probably a song at a time or whatever. But I will just a little teaser. There's a song on the album that's probably like the most mature thing we've done to date, I feel like.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of what I'm looking forward to the most about this EP in general, is because it's, a lot of it is a little bit more outside of the realm of what we're normally just a pretty straight ahead 5-piece honky tonk rock and roll band, and there's obviously some of that, there's only 5 songs, so there's a little bit of that. But we're doing some pretty good straight ahead rock and roll. We're doing some good, it's just a much more mature sound that we've really spent the last, 2 years on the road kind of honing in. So pretty excited.
Yeah. What do you think makes it more mature? What's like a
I think I definitely think, having I mean, right out of the gate, I'll just say that having Zach over at Fat Buddha is just putting like a really professional edge on things. It's it's just a world-class studio, you know. So obviously, I think I recorded the vocals on this on like some kind of, like a $6,000 microphone or something like that, so if it doesn't sound better than I sound right now, then something's wrong. But outside of that, it's really just that right about 2 years ago now, I guess, we decided to really cut down on the shows that we were playing in town and focus on doing out of town stuff. And so we did a lot of traveling and just playing show after show after show after show and just really kind of dialing in what we were doing. And it's just one of those things, when you're a local band, you might pick up a ton of gigs and play the same songs every night. But I'm kind of the type of guy that's like, well, I don't want to oversaturate, so I make sure that we only play one show a month or something along those lines. And so then at that point, we're rehearsing and we're playing in the basement together, and then we're playing the songs in front of people once or twice a month, So there's just really something to be said for taking this group of songs that you have and taking a good lineup and getting out on the road and playing them night after night after night after night after night and seeing what they become,
Right. Yeah.
And so
road tested.
Yeah, exactly. And really just like, until you're doing it in your sleep kind of thing, and then you take that into the studio. Because most of the stuff that we've ever cut before has just been, a lot of it we've like written in the studio while we're there, which I still like that concept. There's at least one song on the new upcoming EP that went into the studio unfinished and came out one of the best ones, but
yeah.
There's just something to be said for, really forming that bond with the songs and with the people that you're playing with too,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What is one of those what you guys did a couple of dates with I'm not even positive how to, is it Comancheros?
The Comancheros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did a couple of runs with a couple of shows with them, right?
Yeah, so that was crazy.
Those guys look like they know how to party.
Those guys are something, man, for sure. I think we have with the Comancheros in general, it's like, so we played this show in Blue Springs, Missouri with them. That was just, and this was in 2020, and this feels wild because this was like pre-lockdown. And if you're like me, you feel like pre-lockdown was like yesterday. Like this time has both been the longest time ever and also like the shortest time ever. Like the fact that 2020 is over is crazy. Like what did we even do,
Right.
But so all year we were like, God, I can't believe that wasn't 10 years ago, but also, it just feels like yesterday. But yeah, so we played the show in Blue Springs, Missouri, and it was at this spot. I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember the name of it, but it was an old strip club for sure. Like, I mean, there was the main stage, and then there were very clearly like other stages with like booths around them,
Come to the main stage.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. And there was like a winter storm going on, and they decided not to cancel the show. And we said we'd come out, and Blue Springs is right outside of Kansas City, so right around 4-hour drive for us or whatever. And we're opening the show for the Comancheros. That was the whole deal. So we go to Blue Springs, Missouri, and we get there, and obviously because of this winter storm, there's 4 people there, or whatever. So there's the fighting side, and then there's the Comancheros, and then there's 4 people there. One of them is our buddy that booked the show. Great guy. All night long, he's like, I'm so sorry, guys. And we're like, no, it's a winter storm. We get it,
right.
So we go on, and I think the deal was that we and the Comancheros were supposed to split the night, but nobody had really talked to us about time, like it wasn't like between the two of y'all, you got to fill 4 hours or anything like that. It was just, we're at a music venue, like not a restaurant, not a whatever. This is like play your set, call it a day, So we get up and we play, a 45-minute set. It might have been 40 minutes or something, whatever. But we play our songs, And then, we're like, all right, let's go ahead and be done. There's nobody here, like whatever. Not that we wouldn't play for like 3 or 4 people. I mean, we'll play our asses off for 3 or 4 people, but it was just really clear that the other people that were there were like buddies of the Comancheros, and nobody was going to mind if we both just played a 45-minute set and we all went home, So the Comancheros get their chance to go, and their lead singer winds up actually opening their set like after us with like a 30-minute long acoustic set, and so we're like, okay, just kind of like whatever, and then the Comancheros, they come on or whatever, and at this point it's the 4 people and the fighting side, and one of the 4 people is the guy that booked the show, and then there's the bartenders, and these guys, they have smoke machines. They have choreographed guitar moves,
Right.
where they're moving. They're ripping 15-minute long guitar solos where they're running around on the bar and standing on tables. And these guys proceed to play what I can only describe as like a 3-hour and 15-minute set, And I mean, it was a blast, it was an absolute blast because it's just us and them, but they're, tearing their shirts off and doing like shots out of each other's belly buttons. And like, the craziest shit I feel like I've ever seen. And it started out, once we get about an hour in, because the general etiquette there, I feel like is, obviously as the opening band, it would be rude if we left.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like you stick around and you watch the thing, but you would think that they'd be like, well, this is the road band. They're going back home tonight. They have a 4-hour drive. So let's just crank out a 45-minute set and let them go home. And, so it started out where we're just like, we are trapped. Like we are trapped for this, and then it wound up being the craziest night of 2020 yet.
Right.
It was wild, man. And we haven't, I swear to God, I feel like there's 5 people that are like, I'm sick of hearing about the Comancheros, because we're constantly telling that story and how nuts that was, man. It was absolute insanity.
Yeah, I'm bummed.
We tried to be their best friends, and they were like, meh. And we're like, okay, bro, whatever. I don't know. It was a blast, man. It was a good time.
I've only seen
it was something.
I've only seen the videos and stuff so far online. I haven't got to see them live, but I've been wanting to. They seem like my kind of show.
Totally, yeah. I was talking to them after that about getting them to St. Louis, and obviously anything we would have booked would have been canceled. But
yeah, so
I'm sure once things get back up and running, we'll get them up this way.
Yeah, I know they've been they've been trying to, of course, stay as active as possible. Totally, that we're playing some small bars wherever they can get in, but they were so trying to do it as best as they could.
Yep.
But I definitely want to see that show.
Yeah, it was something for sure, man.
All right. I've been there, man. I've been even that promoter, like you talked about. I've been that guy too. Like there's I did one of those songwriter showcase I did over at, when I was doing that at Naked Vine.
Yeah.
It was like we did that every second Tuesday. I think Monday, like blizzard rolled through town, and Tuesday wasn't bad, but I think everybody was like, no, we're staying in, and like
totally.
And
sometimes it happens.
There was like the 3 performers, me, my buddy Jeff, and Brian. Right. Pretty much like I was like, well, at least we're gonna get some great audio when I record this. So
there you go.
We don't have to worry about any bar noise.
Yeah, sometimes it happens, man. I booked a band out of Texas. They're called 2 Tons of Steel, and they're like one of just the Austin, Texas premier honky tonk. Like, I mean, these guys rule. Like everybody in that band is the best musician ever, kind of thing, And we've all seen guitar solos, but then these guys do it, and you're like, jaw on the floor type thing. And really, pushed it, like just trying to show who these guys are and whatever. But we wound up having something fell through, and they wound up picking the show up at the Midwestern over there on that outside stage or whatever. And it's like, this is a band that'll play anywhere in Texas, and they have 1,200 people in the room, and there were like six people out there that got the greatest show ever. You know what I mean? Like, and the band got paid, and it was what it was. But quite a trip, man. Quite a trip. Sometimes it happens.
I like, sometimes as a fan, I like those nights too. Like, I feel bad for the at times too, because I'm like, man, these people are incredible. There should be way more people that here to see these people share their art. But at the same time, I'm like, as selfishly as a fan, I'm like, this is unreal. Like, I'm having the best night of my life. It sucks to be you guys. So
yeah, exactly, man. I know. I just went live all night, and there was a ton of like, who are these guys? And I'm like, you should have been here.
Yeah. I've seen it was kind of before things took off for him, really, but I saw like John Moreland at the gramophone with six people in there,
right,
stuff like that, just like, and I'm like, John is one of the best songwriters of our generation, man. He's incredible. That's how it used to be with
Cody Jinks back in the day. When I was playing out of Nashville, he and I moved around in a lot of the same circles, and then and we'd catch up on the road all the time. And I remember he came through St. Louis one time and played at the gramophone, and there were 7 of us there or something. And then I think that was 2020 as well, earlier this year. Yeah, it was. Wow. Or last year. Yeah, it's 2021. Jeez. And whoops. And he sent us some tickets or whatever to when he was playing at the Fox.
Yeah.
And so we're like, and that's a funny one too, because I actually several years ago he came through and played Old Rock House, and he was doing like 2 nights back to back at Old Rock House or something. And he put me and my girlfriend at the time on the list, and she's not a country music fan at all. And so I'm trying to explain like that this is my old buddy, or whatever. And I hadn't really been keeping up with him at all. He's always kind enough to like mail me a copy of the new album and drop me tickets for the show when they come in town and things like that. But we go to, Old Rock House is wall to wall sold out, and he's out there, autographing ladies unmentionables and whatnot. And I'm like, when did this happen, bro?
Right.
And like everybody's singing all the words, and definitely kind of bittersweet a little, because that was sort of the circle I was running with back in a different chapter of my life or whatever.
Yeah.
But, that was also before the current state of politics or whatever. So I tried to, nowadays I'm kind of like, I don't know, I don't think any of those people would like me anymore. Like not him. I mean, he's great, but the fans, his fans.
Yeah.
But just the going to see him again a few years later and being front row at the Fox and looking behind and being like, whoa, dude, it's pretty wild, man. It's pretty cool to see them when they're nothing.
That stuff's crazy, man. Like when they it just kind of, sometimes it can happen like overnight. Like it's and it's I've talked about it a bunch. But I got to see like Stapleton at the Firebird.
Oh yeah.
With totally. Like 350 or 350 I think is maxed out somewhere in there.
With the Steel Drivers then, or was it Chris?
No,
Stapleton?
that was right as Traveler was out. And,
oh wow, nice.
And
but just before it hit.
Well, right before he hit with the CMAs with Justin Timberlake and stuff like that. And so like, I mean, I felt like that moment was like when things really like everybody was watching that and was like, who the hell is this guy? And,
right. And Tennessee whiskey and all that.
So that, but I remember, of course, Traveler had been out, and I was, that's an incredible record. And so I was glad I got to be in that room, because at the time, I mean, that night I'm thinking already, I'm like, there's no way we're ever going to see this guy in a small club again. Like,
no way. So, I was lucky enough to catch the Steel Drivers a couple times.
Yeah.
And that was always just like a, handful of people in the room. And I remember then being like, dude, this guy wails, I mean, bottom line. So pretty great, man. I
was thinking you talking about, that reminded me there's a song on his brand new record, Starting Over, that Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
You were kind of talking about your time in Nashville, and I just That song is, it's kind of interesting to hear, especially a guy who is like at the top of the charts,
Sure.
representing country music and writing a song about
Yeah.
that Nashville's not the same anymore, kind of thing.
It's not the same, man. It sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Nashville. I have some of my best friends in the world live in Nashville. My son was born in Nashville. I mean, we lived there for a while, and it's just the city itself is wonderful. I think one of the speaking of, I mean, what we were just talking about is like, you can be in any tiny club in the city seeing world-class music, and this isn't even like the lower Broadway clubs, because honestly the music down there isn't as good as anywhere else in Nashville. But I mean, you can go up the road to like the Station Inn, and you can catch like the Time Jumpers and stuff, and they have Vince Gill will be in there playing with the band, and there might be 15, 20 people sitting around the room, but nobody knew he was going to be there, like he just showed up to play and whatever. So those kind of little moments are always pretty incredible. But just, it's a city that's absolutely dominated by a music industry that's basically run on an algorithm. I mean, they look at what sells and they look at how they can mass produce that, and they don't look any further than that, And then you have guys like Chris Stapleton that come along, and, they're such general powerhouses that they sort of let them do whatever they're going to do, And then those are the only guys that can snub Nashville and still have the machine working for them. You know what I mean? All the other guys, all your Jason Aldean types and all the, just the butt country guys. I call it butt country. But all the butt country guys, if they don't do exactly what they're told and wear their hat backwards just right and use this drum beat and play this song that was purchased for this exact reason, then they're going to get shelved and they're done. So it's a weird, weird kind of machine, man. But I don't want to just blame that on Nashville. I think that's sort of the state of, like mainstream music, I guess. I mean, that's what every genre is doing. It's not exclusive to Nashville, Find out what sells, mass produce it, and call it a day,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a crazy business, man.
Yeah.
Crazy,
weird.
crazy
Pretty
thing.
Weird. Yeah.
I do feel like, kind of, between a lot of us, you with River City Opry and Arch City Sounds, you guys, like, I mean, a lot, like we got a lot of things, like I think moving things in the right direction where we can kind of harvest our own talent right here in St. Louis. Cause like, I feel like we have the talent to rival a city like Nashville or
100%,
or in Austin or anything, and put St. Louis on the map as a music town. Cause like we have been overlooked for so long, but like, we have,
it used to be like that.
We have so much incredible world-class talent.
Totally. And a ton of history too, you know, which is, pretty huge.
But I think it was really cool what you were doing with the Opry stuff. Like you were bringing in like, I don't know, you didn't do very many repeats, but you were doing that show.
Yeah.
And you were bringing in like 10 different acts every week or something. Every month?
Typically eight on an edition. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I would have to check the list. I haven't looked, but we were at something like 190 something unique acts and like 240 total, and we just counted them like that because a lot of the time, it might not be the exact same band that comes back, but it might be, like how Ryan Koenig has, 3 or 4 different projects and whatever he would want to play it with, so things like that. But yeah, it's a long running show, and we're excited to get back to it when we can. For sure.
Yeah. Well, you got a bunch of those videos on YouTube and everything, so you can check out some of the documentation of that show.
Yeah, there's a long history there on the River City Opry channel, and then we did get most of the videos out for Arch City Sounds on our Facebook page. There's actually still like 4 or 5 to roll out, believe it or not.
Yeah,
we've been so busy. That's sarcasm. No, I don't. I think when COVID happened, a lot of people just fell off the face of the earth. So
Yeah.
I was probably one of them a little bit.
I've been trying to do my part to stay active in it. Like, I mean, I definitely, had those days where you don't want to even do anything, but because it's really hard to get excited when it's such a bummer,
Sure. I got really excited. COVID's been awful, like for a lot of people for a lot of reasons, but very early on in lockdown, I own 3 businesses. I'm a dad, and I manage my own band as well as a couple other acts, and I'm a booking agent, and then I do the River City Opry and Arch City Sounds, and then I'm the president of a nonprofit, and just all these things that I wouldn't drop one thing. I love every one of those things, but it's just the moment my eyes snap open in the morning, I'm like kind of go, and because of that, there's a lot of people asking me for this or kind of eyeing for my time and things like that. And then a lot of, priorities that I have that are really hard to arrange. And then all of a sudden COVID happened. And I think I woke up for the first time in like 5 years where I didn't like have anywhere to be or like nobody was like trying to get my attention or like, and so kind of like the first week I was like really uncomfortable, like I didn't know what to do with my hands, or whatever. Like, and then about a week in, I was like, all right, this is fine, like, and I kind of settled into that. And then I think I, really fell off the face of the earth there for a minute. And about 2 months went by, like legitimately. And I realized like I hadn't like spoken to like my best friend, or like things like that. And then I was like, all right, I guess I gotta put pants on today or something, like, so it's definitely like a little bit of that going on. And then, as times like lately, we've been a little bit more busy. Roughneck is back open and limited hours and things like that. So, but yeah, there's still a lot of empty spots on the plate, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Man. Yeah. I feel like I connect to that a lot. Like I myself, I feel like it's a constant juggling act, trying to.
Oh yeah.
I enjoy it. I love my life, but it's but there's definitely between I have my full-time job, of course, my wife, and trying to do the podcast and trying to book as many shows when I was able to do that, and everything. So same thing, man. It's just like I'll enjoy keeping busy. Keeping my mind active and doing all the creative things and stuff.
Same, yeah. I'm a big fan of it. I think somewhere further back than that, I'm also a big fan of being like really lazy. So it just kind of like the two things are always at odds. I guess
it's a fine thing to find that balance. It's like it's because I definitely I try to work hard all through the week so I can enjoy my weekends off to go to shows or just to lounge on the couch and do nothing. So time management. Yeah. So
as long as you manage your time right and get everything done, then you have the time. So
man. Yeah. So, well, you mentioned Roughneck Beard Company, obviously proud sponsor of Rock Paper Podcast.
Hey.
I've been trying to keep the beard looking sharp.
Looking great, man. It's looking great.
Trying to represent.
Very nice.
But man. So I'm thrilled to have you guys a part of the show.
Oh yeah, man. I've been a fan of yours for a long time, man. So it's just
appreciate that, man.
I was telling a guy the other night that I just like to get involved with things that I'm a fan of, and to try to involve the business in whatever, because at the end of the day, all of my business endeavors are just like an extension of myself, and so any place that I can kind of scoop them in where with things that I love, like use my platform to help other people is kind of what I'm into. So but yeah, I hear we're playing Switzerland here.
You're right.
Yeah. Roughneck Beard Company is now the peaceful island between a pretty nasty feud here.
Right.
But I hear you guys put that feud to bed. Is that true? Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, okay. I feel like I may have been lured into that situation as an unwitting accomplice in the feud here.
Yeah, it's man, it's really quite hilarious to me that how
Yeah.
many many messages I get like, what's the deal with this Matt F. Bosler guy?
Like, dude, he hates you.
Yeah, like what is going, like, and so I mean, I get them all the time, and
That's pretty good.
of course I screenshot them and send them to Matt, and he loves it. And
Yeah. Solid gold.
yeah.
Solid gold.
It's very entertaining to me.
Yep. It's really good. It's really good. But so, we're giving Matt 6 times actually what we give you. So I apologize.
Yeah,
for that.
I heard the news.
Yeah.
I was listening to the show.
Yeah. It's significantly more than you get, buddy. And I'm sorry.
I tried. He apparently, he saw right through all of my my lies that I told him.
Yeah. He fleeced me for sure. Man. I feel like I got.
Yeah.
But he did say that they'd be getting into quad digit listens this year.
That's I
know you hit that like 3 years ago. So NBD, but they'll get there. And if they can use this money as a means to do that,
sure.
I think that's great.
Yeah, man. We have an ongoing bet. We had a gentleman's bet that if our episode hits quad dig, that or whoever hits quad dig first.
Yeah,
I think how we word it. I think we said whoever hits quad dig first has to buy the other, the other one has to buy a $20 gift card to Taco Bell.
Nice.
And then, but if our episode that of me on his show, the crossover hits quad dig, then we would just take each other out to lunch for Taco Bell.
That sounds pretty nice.
So
that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah.
So, as you know, I'm a huge Taco Bell fan.
I believe we had a nice meeting at the Taco Bell a while back.
Sure did. We sure did. Yeah.
Again, that feels like it was yesterday, but it probably was 2 years ago or something.
It was a while ago. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we are I am one of the founders and leaders of the Cult of the Bell.
Yeah.
The St. Louis Cult of the Bell. And I'll be real, man. Things have been tough lately, It's they're dropping menu items left and right. But I will say that I kept the faith. Mm-hmm. People were dropping around left and right, and I know marketing when I see it. And like you look at potatoes, like potato soft tacos, all the Fiesta potatoes in general. And Taco Bell got rid of the potatoes, and you're thinking like, why would you get rid of? Like, first of all, the potatoes are like one of, 2 vegan or vegetarian friendly options on the entire menu. There's black beans, there's potatoes. That's it, So getting rid of that is kind of a slap in the face to that, But you look at the timing, and they did this during COVID, and they're saying like we're trying to streamline our kitchen, but as most businesses are aware of, now Taco Bell's a drive-through, so I don't know how much really their business was hit by COVID. They're still look busy to me, but so they get rid of potatoes, and by getting rid of potatoes, I also want to mention the fact that with everybody home watching TV or Netflix or whatever, that ad revenue budgets are through the roof right now. Like the cost of a space, you're getting so many more views than you would otherwise. So just keeping that in mind. So Taco Bell marketing guys, I guarantee you, they sat down and they went, let's just start getting rid of shit. Right. And they did. And they got rid of potatoes. They got rid of the Mexican pizza. They got rid of like all of these customer favorites that don't make any sense. Like, and they kept all these garbage menu items, and then next thing you know, everybody, social media is lit up with like Taco Bell got rid of my favorite shit. There were people that were selling frozen potato soft tacos on eBay for like $100 a piece, and people were buying them because they realized like that they didn't get the chance to get their last potato soft taco. And then I think it was like 2 weeks ago now, Taco Bell comes out and they go, all right, guys, you spoke and we listened.
Yeah.
We're bringing potatoes back, And I said this 6 months ago or whatever that happened. I said the outrage is going to hit a fever pitch, and the second that it starts to die off, they're going to bring potatoes back just like that. And they're creating a problem, and then they're being the solution to the problem. And that's the new marketing. That's literally how it works. And I'm telling you, it was calculated. It was calculated.
I saw somebody's Facebook post made me laugh. That was like, what else can you think we can bully Taco Bell into bringing back?
Totally.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do. I mean, the other thing that I'll say is that I feel like every 5 or 6 years, Taco Bell feels like they're going to reinvent themselves as like the fresh Mex option. Like they're already the healthiest fast food, which isn't saying much, but if you're, not trying to eat McDonald's or something, like heavy and just that you just know isn't really food, Taco Bell, at least, they have like real lettuce on their stuff or whatever. But either way, I mean, it's been proven that they're like the healthiest fast food. But I feel like they keep wanting to reinvent themselves as like just the fresh option with like fresh diced tomatoes and onions and cilantro, and just stuff like that. And I think that if I could send a message to Taco Bell, it would be, remember where you came from.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because they might have lofty aspirations, but like, they were born down here with us, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I was joking with my buddy Ryan. I said, when they were taking everything away, I made a joke with him. That was because he's also a giant fan of Taco Bell. And I was like, man, pretty soon it's just going to be cinnamon twist and Baja Blast. Like
that's it. Yeah. I know. And they had they used to have the beefy 5-layer burrito on the dollar menu.
Yeah.
And that was always like the filler item. You'd get like the couple things you wanted and then one beefy 5-layer burrito just in case you were still hungry. And I can't tell you how many times my bag has been like empty but that 5-layer burrito, and I just threw it away because I wasn't hungry anymore. But it was just $1. I'm not going to save, like I'm not going to put it in the fridge and eat it later,
Right.
And then they got rid of that. Like the filler item, and at that point you're kind of like, okay, whatever. But then they replaced it with the beef burrito. It's literally just like, I think it's just beef and cheese and rolled up in a thing. And somehow or another, it's terrible. Like it's just not even good. It's not, I feel like Taco Bell has like that signature flavor. Like you're like, that tastes like Taco Bell, And there's a handful of menu items where the only thing differing in the flavor, or there's no difference in the flavor, but the texture's different,
All right.
And this thing somehow doesn't even have that. It's just terrible. But I figured it out, and I figured it out through DoorDash, because DoorDash has all of the options that you can do. And so the free add-ons, this is my life tip. This is a life hack for all the listeners out there. Taco Bell beef burrito. It's on the dollar menu. It's $1. Add onions and red sauce. They're both free add-ons. And all of a sudden, that burrito slaps.
Yeah.
Just saying. Yeah. But that's how we've been getting by out here. Like Taco Bell is supposed to have like a million things we love, but instead they're like, guess what? We brought back nacho fries. And all of us are like, I don't come to Taco Bell for fries, And so I'm having to life hack my way through the Taco Bell menu just to get by these days. It's been rough, dude. 2020 was rough.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing some hot tips with us there.
Oh, yeah. I got you, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's an exclusive Rock Paper Podcast Taco Bell hack.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I was pretty disappointed. They had this chicken burrito I liked. It was just like diced chicken.
Yeah.
And then they got rid of that, and then it was the shredded chicken.
Yep. Which is not nearly as good anyway.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Mm.
And then I think I don't even know if they have that anymore. I think they got rid of the shredded chicken, so now they don't even have that. And then I tried to get in a quesarito the last time I went, and they don't even have the quesarito anymore.
Gone.
And I'm just like, man, it's frustrating times, but
try being a leader in the St. Louis cult of the Bell. It's been a little. People are looking to us for answers, and we're going, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Well,
hopefully, maybe this, they things will be turning around here soon, and we'll
Fingers crossed. Potatoes are coming back.
Yeah.
As long as they don't bring it, I feel like they might spring it at the last second that like they're only back for a limited time or something.
Sure.
And then I'm going to be like, done. You know what I mean? Like we're going to go start the cult of Cane's chicken tenders or something like that, you know?
I've talked about it for quite a while about like just opening up a Taco Bell too next door that sells all the stuff that they, you know, like.
Yeah, we had a really good concept that I feel like wouldn't have gotten us sued or anything. And it was, we were basically going to take all the stuff and just put it in a bowl and crumbled all up, and we were just going to call it Taco Bowl.
Yeah.
And then you would take their bell and you flip it over and round it out, and it's just a bowl. And then it would say Taco Bowl, you know, and,
Yep.
the in court Taco Bell.
Yeah.
You know?
I love, speaking of all this, it reminds me of one of my favorite Jim Gaffigan jokes.
Yeah.
Where he talked about working in a Mexican restaurant, and you know, people were always like asking him what, you know, certain, you know, what's tostada, you know, tortilla, meat and cheese. What, you know, it's like everything's just talking about the different textures and stuff. And
totally, exactly. It's pretty much the same.
It's all.
I worked in 2 Mexican restaurants in my life, and I'll never forget it. But you know, I worked at I don't want to name it, but it was a place out in West County, and a guy came in, and you know, he was real standard, plaid shirt in my head, you know, just real Dan Connor kind of guy, like Roseanne Dan Connor, you know. But he said everybody had ordered, and he clearly like did not want to be there. Like what the type of guy that thinks that like if he's gonna eat food, it's gonna be American food, you know. And this place was like Tex-Mex anyway. It wasn't even like traditional Mexican food. But he said, "Could I get the fajitas? Yeah, but instead of the tortillas, can I just get a hamburger bun?" And that was pretty much the end of my faith in humanity, right there, man. Pretty much the end of it. But tortillas and fajitas was pretty common out there. Yeah.
Yeah. Go in there and make yourself one of those dang quesadillas.
Go make a quesadilla. Yeah, it was pretty good, man. But and that was always the thing, you know. It's always been a good joke, but to hear it in real time was really something.
Well, I like to say it a lot, but more out of because it makes me laugh. But
comedic irony.
Yeah. Sure. So then there's a lot of those things that I do. And then like I do it so often, I'm not sure if I'm doing it out of irony anymore. You know, it's like, you know, just not now I'm just doing it like so.
Yeah. There's a Mexican restaurant up in I think it's in like Hazelwood or something, but it's called El Mexicanese. And it's like like I said, we've been doing a lot of DoorDash around here, you know. And El Mexicanese has been like a staple along with Pointers, but they have a thing that's called chilaquiles. And it's essentially like a red sauce and like al pastor pork and, you know, a variety of things. And then they take like an over easy egg and put it over the whole thing and then just pile that on tortilla chips. And then you toss the chips in all this stuff, you know. And for whatever reason, I've been calling them chili quillies for the last year. And just because it's funny. And now I can't. And now when I crave the food, I'm like, "Ooh, I need them chili quillies," you know. And but they're chilaquiles. I think I'm saying that right. I don't, you know.
Sounds a lot more fun when you say it. Chili quillies.
Chili quillies, yeah. I strongly suggest that everybody get some chili quillies from El Mexicanese. They're fantastic.
Yeah, man, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, definitely do.
You obviously, you know, we're both of us big fans of food.
Oh yeah.
Do you enjoy food? Do you enjoy cooking? Or
I love cooking. Yeah. So I'm not like I mean, I started working in restaurants when I was 15, and I've only like once or twice ever worked back of house, but I do feel like I like picked up some things. But last like 2 or 3 years specifically, but really this year, man, I mean, or 2020, I guess, you know, where we're home all the time, we can't go anywhere. And like I said, I mean, I have kids and I try to feed them more than just like baked chicken breast and veggies or whatever. So like, I mean, tonight I did, I actually got a really good deal on some catfish nuggets, right? But I hardly ever do anything like real standard, so typically catfish nuggets, you think you're going to batter them, you're going to fry them, that kind of thing, but instead of that, I did like a traditional Vietnamese, like honey and soy braise that I did on the catfish nuggets. They were so good.
Yeah.
With red onion and shallots and, whatever. And just things like that, man. I like to, I love to cook, man. I like to cook, and I like to bring food that I cook to other people.
Right.
So that's kind of like, that's something I've been saying, or doing a lot during the quarantine, is making plates and dropping them off at people's houses and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. I don't, I enjoy, the challenge of all of it. I like,
sure.
And especially like you're saying, being home during 2020, I did a lot more cooking. Me and Stacy both like challenged ourselves to try new recipes and different things, and different stuff. But but me, I enjoy probably the ones I share more with everybody else is more my baking. I enjoy making various treats, cakes and different things. See,
and I'm a terrible baker. Like I consider myself like I consider myself like a really good cook. I'm sure my girlfriend would say the same. My kids might not agree. But that's just because I make them eat their broccoli and stuff.
All right.
But I cannot bake for anything. I don't know why. I don't know I don't get it. Like, I mean, I guess I could make chocolate chip cookies, or something like that, but there's a lot that I don't get. And I've tried really hard I've really wanted to get into like baking bread. And I did, I did it for a while. I used to have like a really nice KitchenAid mixer and with like a dough hook, and I would do it, but like, it just never I like my bread, not the store bread, like
we did a couple of loaves. Stacy had a coworker that gave her a nice bread maker
starter. Bread maker. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know what company, whatever it was, but it real nice. And like, he's like, we don't ever use it if you want it. And like, we're like, hell yeah, we'll take it. So
I used to have a bread maker. It was awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously with that, all you got to do is pretty much put the ingredients in and press start, and it does all the work for you. So
totally. Yeah. I used to, it was, lifetime ago or whatever, but that's what we were trying to do. We would like make all of the loaves, and then we would try to like freeze the loaves. And then whenever we needed bread, like defrost a loaf and put it in the bread maker, and just try to like do that. Cause you can literally make a loaf of bread for like 15 cents. You know what I mean? Like if you really break it down, and we tried, but at the same time, a loaf of bread is like $1. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I don't know. I did used to really enjoy making pizza crusts. I'll say that much.
There you go.
You can crank out a pizza crust really quick, and I can still do that. And I make I make pot pie and stuff like that. So I'll make like my homemade pie crust and stuff like that for that. So
yeah, man,
little things like that.
I'm getting hungry talking about all this stuff.
I know, man. I know.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. Like I one time I considered culinary school and stuff, trying to do all that, maybe giving it a shot. But again, I'd enjoy, like you're saying, cooking for friends and family and stuff more than wanting to do it for a career.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to do it for a living. I like hitting the kitchen like a mad scientist, and then my girlfriend yells it because I have this saying where I say, I cannot be held responsible for the mess caused by my culinary genius. And that's where I have her and the kids do all the dishes and stuff.
Yeah.
And I, it's the obnoxious way of being like, I cooked, like I cooked, y'all got the dishes.
Right. Yeah, man.
But,
man, this has been a ton of fun, man. I'm really glad we did this tonight.
Always really good.
So again, I think we sort of touched on it, but of course, Roughneck Beard Company is the brick and mortar is over in the Maplewood area off of Manchester.
We have limited hours right now, but we're open Tuesday through Saturday from 3 to 6 p.m. You can order online and swing by and pick it up, but we also have like a table if you want to come. We have like little scent strips so people can smell everything without having to touch everything, which is really nice. And we're also, if you're in the city limits of St. Louis, or at least like Webster Groves, Maplewood, Brentwood kind of thing, we're also doing local delivery. We're doing 2 delivery days a week, and there's no charge for that. So lots of ways to get stuff, and we're just trying to help out and trying to get by ourselves. So it's pretty good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And you can visit roughneckbeardcompany.com and use that code RPP15 for your 15% off your purchase.
Yeah, people use that code all the time, Shane.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. We've had
Nice.
some good uses. Yeah, it's
Hell yeah.
going good.
I'm glad to hear it, man, because I believe in it, and I'm glad other people are taking my advice and trying it out. So
totally, yeah. We're stoked. A lot of that we're going to be pushing. I know you talk about American Rambler pretty good on the air, but we're pushing American Rambler a lot more because that's like your hair clays and pomades and solid colognes, but the big thing is junk powder. And that's the I feel like the flagship of the American Rambler line, and it's a junk powder. It's a powder for your junk, and it's huge because I'm a Gold Bond guy, and but a lot of the time I'm like, I don't know, what's even in Gold Bond, man, and so this is an all natural Gold Bond alternative. Gets rid of any kind of chafage, just really cuts down and it keeps it a fresh pH balance. It's pH balancing, Shane. It has green tea in it, so it keeps the pH balance of your junk in a really neutral place, man. I'm just saying. That's the advertising I'm demanding right now.
I just laughed because you said it was huge as you were talking about.
Yeah. You knew what I meant.
Oh yeah.
You knew what I meant. Yeah. But yeah, so there's a lot of that, man. There's a lot of that.
Yeah, man. Check it all out. And again, I've been saying it a lot in the live reads, but it's a great way to support this show and support local business. So whatever you're doing, support local business, man, because there's guys like Brad all over this town that doing it, and so support our community.
Yeah, man. Love it.
But yeah, buddy, I really appreciate your continued support. Between the sponsoring the show, you also were part of the Rest for Gifts that we did back in 2018, which hopefully I'll be able to bring that back one of these days.
Yeah, totally. We're excited to hit the ground running for charity, man.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I did my mom's benefit in 19, and that's kind of when everything got. That's why the Toys for Tots Rift for Gifts got put on hold because that year. But my goal, if pending everything that happens this year, hopefully I can bring some of those back. And
I think people are going to need it, man. People are going to need it.
But I definitely want to do a lot of work with those and give back and help some people out, man.
Yeah. Well, we'll be involved when you do, man.
Yeah, I appreciate that, buddy.
Of course, always.
But yeah, find the Fighting Side wherever you're getting your digital music, and keep an eye out for that new EP coming soon.
It'll be real soon. I imagine it'll probably be midway through February, but I'll have an actual release date coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
So,
right on, man. Well, thank you so much, Brad.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me on, man.
It's a great night. And hopefully we mentioned Taco Bell enough that they'll start sending us some.
I think we did. Yeah. And pointers.
Yeah.
And a couple, I'm trying to get sponsored by this company called Spirit Hoods. They make faux fur everything. I'm trying to get sponsored by this company that's called Suaves. They make slip-on shoes that are like socks that they make out of recycled water bottles.
Sounds interesting.
I think that might be as far as I am right now. But so if anybody with those companies or that knows anybody of those companies can get us sponsored, that'd be great. Thanks.
Right. All right, man. Well, thank you, Brad. I'll see you soon, my friend.
Sounds good, buddy. Love you.
Love you, man. Bye-bye.